I am making a picture. This is the bottom of it. These are the sides, it would be the frame. But all this stuff here needs to be stained before I go any further. So I'm just going to take this antiquing wax, this folk art antiquing wax, and stain all of it, or cover it with that. Because I want to, once I paint it, then I'll want to take my little finger sander and sand the edges. I should have put some gloves on. That stuff is messy. So instead of having you sit here and watch me do all this, I'm going to take care of it, and then I'll come back with the next step. All my pieces are dry that I've put the antiquing wax on. And I have a lot of pieces that are black. So I've got my black out, and I'm just going to coat everything that needs to be black. And of course, if it needs a second coat, I will do that. This right here is a piece of the frame. There's 4 pieces of the frame. And I went ahead and did the back of this. This is part of the frame. And then the little head, this is a sheep. Like that. His head will go black, and his legs. And this is part of my salt box house. These little pieces will all be painted black. My crow will be painted black, not my star. And then, oh, that's the roof to the, I thought, what is that? That's the roof to my salt box house, and it'll probably be black also, yeah. So all this has got black on it. I'll find something to paint my star, and once I get all that done, then I can start putting it together. Painting my crow, and I'm being very careful with this star right here because I can knock that off real easy. It's thin right there. But he all goes black except for that star. Okay, I forgot to let you know that this is a kit that I've done up. And it will be in my Buy Me a Coffee shop. And I'll leave the link down below. Of course, you can make it however you want to. So, anyways, I thought I better come back and tell you that. Okay, everything, let's see. Now, this needs to go black. Got me a pair of tweezers out to help me hold this all down instead of using my fingers. Okay, on the frame, I decided I'd go around the edges with some black, just in case this scoots off a little crooked. It won't show because it have black behind it. So I thought I'd add that in there so you'd know what I've done and why. Okay, I've decided to paint my star with Colonel Mustard by Dixie Belle. And then for my salt box house, I think I'm going to use this Rusty Nail. It's a Dixie Belle also. And then for my sheep, I'm going to use the Dixie Belle drop cloth. So that's all the colors I think I'm going to need. Now I am just going over all my little pieces with my finger sander and distressing them. I've already done the frame sides. Now I've started on the rest of it. And I'm not doing a whole lot. Just going around it real fast. And then I'm going to I'll probably get some clear wax out and my brown wax also. Because like on this, I want to distress it, but I think I'll go over the sheep with some clear wax and then the dark wax, because I don't want it to get real dark. And I got to be really careful with this one. Just like this crow, I went around him, but I was real careful not to break my star off. And on this, I don't want to break my legs, so I'm going very gently. But that doesn't mean I won't. Okay, I'm going to finish distressing all this and then get my wax out. Okay, I think with my little sheep here, I am going to use the Phillips screwdriver and just put some of those little stars in him or on his coat, wool, whatever. I'm going to continue doing this, and I don't want to keep doing it because it is loud, I know. And on my crow, I did hit that little piece and it broke off. So I'm thinking in the kit I might include another crow, and you can use which you can use either one that you want. But if this breaks off again, I'll probably just take the star and either, you know, like glue it right to the beak right here, or leave it off because it is awfully thin. I mean, I didn't even realize I had done it. And I looked down and it was apart. I super glued it back on, but I have my doubts of it staying that way. Comes off one more time, it's either going to stay off or be glued to his beak. It's just too thin. And it's probably on what I'm going to do with it here, it won't stay on very long. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'm going to get my clear wax and my brown wax down. All right, I have decided to go ahead and get this Mod Podge down on here so it can be drying, and then I'll work on the wax on the other pieces. But this is the image, and it's curled because I did spray hairspray on it to keep my ink from bleeding. And I did also take and make an outline so I kind of know where to set it, to make sure when I go to put the pieces on the frame part that it's all going to be covered. So I think about right like that. Am I crooked anywhere? Yeah, it must be there a little bit. And my lines are right there and there, so everything appears to be covered. I'm going to scoot this a little bit that way because I want to make sure the house is all in there. Okay, that looks like it's where I want it. So I'm going to hold it. And start putting it down. I'll get this side down, and then I'll move to the other side. Okay. Now I'll just finish on, I'll just go on and do this side over here, and then, and I'm getting a bubble there. I will put a top coat of Mod Podge on also. Well, I thought I'd go ahead and glue all my little pieces together. That is the roof. Kind of sliding around. I think I'll get me some of the little clamps. Okay, that's looking okay. Just put one right there. And then I have all these little pieces here that I need to glue on. And my sheep needs its head. Maybe if I do that, it won't slide as bad. Okay, I'll put a clamp on the head. And I need to get to the glue to wipe it off. Okay, that's good for that. Now down to the doors, the door and the windows. I'm going to glue all these little pieces on. Let it set up and dry the glue. And then go to the wax. Now I'm going to start gluing my pieces down on my frame. Trying to get it all finished, everything I need done, and then start waxing. And I'm just using the super glue, wood glue that I got at the Dollar Tree. Gotta drop something. Okay, I'll match my corners up. And then I'm going to put a clamp on it. I hope it don't move. Or doesn't move. All right, and then I'm gonna go with the bottom one. And I did get all my little windows and stuff glued down on that. Okay. Just meeting the corners together. Make sure it's all even. Yep, it's even. Now I'll fill in the sides. And then I'll let this all dry. Then I really do think we'll be ready to do the waxing and putting it together. And now I thought I'd better come back and just show at least one side going in. Had a little bit of a crack right there. I'm going to call it good. I wonder. Yeah, it fits that side better. Okay. It fit that side. Oh, I've got some glue seeping out right there. Now, I'm going to put the last piece down on there. Let's make sure it's going to... I don't know why this one side doesn't fit as well. But it's okay. Trying to kind of push that down. Okay, I've got it glued together. Now I'm going to let it all dry. Okay, I put a halt to what I was doing, and I went in and I redone the frame. Instead of having it in the 4 pieces, I just made it 1 piece. And that's much easier to put on, and it fits perfect. And then I got to looking at this little sheep here, and he has the little muffin top, or the little tuft up here. So I thought, well, I need to make one for the sheep here. So I just made a little one to go on the sheep's head there. That's the 2 things that I changed on this pattern. And then I went also, and see where this is hanging down, and it's real thin. Mine's already, I hit it, it broke, I super glued it. So I went in and shortened it up a little bit so it's not as flimsy. I mean, it's still going to be easy to break, but nothing like this longer piece. So those are the 3 things that I changed on this pattern. Plus, I went ahead and I've got this other crow in there also. So in case you want to use one or the other, whatever you want to do, it's there. So that's the things I've changed on the pattern. And now I'll put this one aside, and I'm going to start sealing this up and waxing the pieces. And I had everything pulled out here. And I had a paper towel. There it is. I hid it under that. So I'm going to start on that. I hope my wax comes in today. I need to squish that some. So I am going to put some clear wax. Whoa. On my star. Kind of wipe it back some. And on my house, my salt box. That apart. Okay, put a little bit on this one. Okay. What else? Well, I only have the crow to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right fast. Wrong one. Now, I've got my brown wax, my Jolie brown wax finishing top coat. I'm going to put it on my sheep. I want that to go down in those crevices that I've done with the Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to put that down on the... so I can get that down in there. Okay, now I wipe that back. That's one reason I went to put the clear over it, because I didn't want it to go real dark. Get the back underneath the ear. I'll put a little clear right there. And wipe it back some in the middle. Okay, that looks good. Need to put some on the little fluffy part that I went and cut out. That I will glue on top of there. Now I just need to really go around the edges on this. Okay, I am going to continue putting the wax on while I don't have it, but the crow and the star. And I'm thinking about the star, maybe resting it with some cinnamon and Mod Podge, instead of leaving it yellow. Well, I'll figure that out here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. I'll be back. Well, this is what I have in mind. I didn't drill any holes or anything. I just think I'm going to hot glue it. And I've cut me off just 4 pieces of rusty wire, like that. And I'm trying to see where I want to put them. That one probably right in there. Okay, put him up just a bit. Okay, let's put that one up, this one down a little bit, and this one up. Okay, now I am going to put a little mark with a pencil. Hope I can see it. I don't think I'm going to be able to see that. I need to get something that's white or something. Hang on. Okay, I got this. So, on my frame, I'm going to put a little mark where I want each one of them. About like that. Actually, that one needs to go more right there. Oh, they don't have to be perfect. That is good. So, what I'll do is now I'll turn this over, take my wire, okay, there's one there. This is, yeah, it's hot. I'm going to run a line straight down to that line. Okay, then there's one right here. There's one right here. Where's my wires? And I'm going to let that hot glue cool. And this mama, uh-oh, I gotta stay back. She goes crazy. She hatched 3 eggs. The 3 she had under her, she done good. We had another one, well, we had 2 more that was sitting on eggs. One of them didn't hatch anything. The other one hatched 2 eggs, and she just trampled or something. They didn't live. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. But she's a good mama, but I can't get near her. We have to wait till the evening to come out and change her water, or at night when she's asleep. Because she will flog us and she will go so fast, I'm afraid she's going to hurt one of the chicks. Alright, those are dry, cooled down, and I did go over top of it a little bit with some hot glue to cover the top of the wire. And now, I don't know if I want them hanging more or just, let me set them on there and see. Right there. I'll do this to start with, and then I'll turn it over and get it good. But it shouldn't stick to this Teflon. We hope. I think I'm going to cut this piece of wire off just a bit. Now I'm wondering if I shouldn't let that hang down a little bit, because I have to hang this down. Carefully do that. Let's see, a little more. Yeah, about right there. Let that cool, and then I'll carefully get it up and turn it over and glue them really good. All right, those are all glued down on there. As long as you're not rough with it, it's going to stay that way. So now we need a hanger. So I'm just taking some of this black homespun. probably about like that. I'm going to turn this back over. I think that's good enough for a hanger. Yeah, go at the end. Can't get it all twisted the way I want it, so I'm going to untwist it. And that's plenty. You know, got glue strings going everywhere. Okay, that's cute like that. Now, trying to figure out if I want to put something, just a little something on one of these or something, you know, a couple of them. Look at it for a little bit, and it'll either be left like this or it'll be a little something up here. I don't know yet. All right, I did decide to, there was a star here, here, and here. So I've got out my stars, my rusty stars, and I put rusty stars over each one of those. And I found a little tiny heart in my wood pieces, and I painted that True Burgundy by Folk Art and stuck it on there. And I do believe that's finished now. Okay, I did end up adding just a few more things. If you'll notice down, well, I'm going over to, I did add the stars, which I already showed that, but that little heart there between Primitive and Blessings, that is a wooden heart that I added. And then the little heart that's on that sheep, I added that also. And then I added another little heart to this sheep and a little piece of material. So that's the extras that I added since I showed you last. And it's complete now.